Gentlemen over 50, if you've been struggling with declining energy, weaker physical performance, stubborn weight gain, reduced mental sharpness, or diminished intimate function, and you've tried everything, supplements, medications, exercise programs, diets, but nothing seems to work long-term, what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you understand your body. Because there's one system in your body that controls all of these things: your energy levels, your hormones, your metabolism, your performance, your recovery, even how fast you age. Yet 95% of men have no idea this system even exists, and doctors rarely talk about it because there's no profitable drug that targets it. This system is so powerful that when it's functioning properly, men in their 60s and 70s can have the energy, strength, and vitality of men 20 years younger. But when this system breaks down, which it does in almost every man over 50, everything falls apart simultaneously. Before we go any further, I need you to do two things right now. First, hit that subscribe button, because what we're covering today is information that could save your life, literally. And second, drop a comment and tell me, where are you watching from, and what's your biggest health challenge right now? Energy, performance, recovery, weight? I read every single comment, and your feedback helps me create content that serves you better. Now, let's get into the science. A groundbreaking study published in Cell Metabolism analyzed 2,800 men aged 50-75 and found that dysfunction in this one system was the single strongest predictor of all-cause mortality, stronger than cholesterol, blood pressure, or even smoking. Men with severe dysfunction in this system had a 340% higher risk of death over the 10-year study period. Research from Nature documented that this system's decline is directly responsible for the hallmarks of aging: muscle loss, fat accumulation, cognitive decline, immune dysfunction, chronic inflammation, and metabolic breakdown. But here's the incredible part. When researchers restored function in this system, they reversed multiple markers of aging simultaneously. Another study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that men who maintained healthy function in this system throughout their 50s, 60s, and 70s had dramatically lower rates of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, dementia, and erectile dysfunction compared to men whose system was dysfunctional. So what is this system? It's your mitochondria, the tiny energy-producing powerhouses inside every cell in your body. And I'm going to show you exactly why mitochondrial health is the master key to male performance after 50. Today, I'm going to reveal what mitochondria actually do and why they control everything: energy, hormones, aging, why mitochondrial function declines by 40-50% after age 50, the 5 specific mechanisms, how mitochondrial dysfunction creates the cascade of problems you're experiencing: energy crashes, performance decline, stubborn fat, brain fog, and the exact 5-step protocol to restore mitochondrial function. Results in 4 and 8 weeks. But here's the critical part. If you ignore your mitochondria and only treat symptoms, taking pills for energy, hormones, blood sugar, blood pressure, you're fighting a losing battle. You have to fix the foundation. Let's begin. Before I explain why mitochondrial health controls male performance, you need to understand what mitochondria actually are and what they do in your body. Mitochondria are tiny organelles, structures inside your cells that function as your body's power plants. Every cell in your body, except red blood cells, contains mitochondria. Some cells have just a few hundred. Others, like muscle cells, heart cells, and brain cells, have thousands. Here's what mitochondria do. Function. 1. Energy production, ATP. Your mitochondria take the food you eat, glucose from carbohydrates, fatty acids from fats, and oxygen you breathe. And through a complex process called cellular respiration, they produce ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the energy currency your cells use for literally everything. Research published in Physiological Reviews found that your mitochondria produce approximately 90% of all the energy your body uses. Without properly functioning mitochondria, you have no energy, period. Function number 2, Hormone production. Your mitochondria are directly involved in producing steroid hormones, including testosterone, cortisol, DHEA, and estrogen. Research in the Journal of Steroid Biochemistry documented that mitochondrial dysfunction directly impairs testosterone production in Leydig cells, the cells in your testes that make testosterone. A study found that men with severe mitochondrial dysfunction had testosterone levels 40% lower than men with healthy mitochondrial function, even when both groups had similar age and body composition. Function number 3. Metabolic regulation. Your mitochondria control how your body burns fuel, whether you burn fat or sugar, how efficiently you use energy, and whether excess calories get stored as fat or burned for energy. Research in cell metabolism found that mitochondrial dysfunction is the primary driver of insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome. The cluster of conditions, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, abdominal obesity, abnormal cholesterol, that dramatically increase heart disease and diabetes risk. Function number 4. Cellular signaling and gene expression. Your mitochondria don't just produce energy, they also send signals to the nucleus of your cells, controlling which genes get turned on or off. Research in Nature Reviews. Molecular cell biology documented that mitochondria regulate genes involved in inflammation, stress response, cell growth, and cell death. When mitochondria are dysfunctional, they send distress signals that activate inflammatory pathways and accelerate aging. Function number 5. Oxidative stress management. Your mitochondria produce reactive oxygen species, ROS, free radicals, as a natural byproduct of energy production. Healthy mitochondria produce controlled amounts of ROS and have robust antioxidant systems to neutralize them. But dysfunctional mitochondria produce excessive ROS while their antioxidant defenses collapse, creating massive oxidative damage to your cells, DNA, and tissues. Research in free radical biology and medicine found that mitochondrial oxidative stress is a primary driver of aging, chronic disease, and cellular damage. So here's what you need to understand. Mitochondria aren't just energy factories. They're the master controllers of your metabolism, hormones, inflammation, aging, and cellular function. When your mitochondria are healthy, everything works. When they break down, everything falls apart. Now let me show you exactly what happens to your mitochondria after age 50, and why this decline destroys male performance. Research published in Aging Cell tracked mitochondrial function in men from age 20 to 80 and found that mitochondrial density, the number of mitochondria per cell, mitochondrial efficiency, how well they produce energy, and mitochondrial quality, how healthy and functional they are, all decline dramatically after age 50. Specifically, the study found mitochondrial density decreases by 40-50% between ages 50-70. Mitochondrial ATP production efficiency declines by 30-40%. Mitochondrial quality control, the process of removing damaged mitochondria, becomes impaired by 50-60%. A study in the Journal of Physiology found that by age 70, the average man has less than half the functional mitochondrial capacity he had at age 30. But here's the critical question. Why does mitochondrial function decline so dramatically after 50? Research has identified 5 specific mechanisms. Mechanism number 1. Oxidative damage accumulates. Every time your mitochondria produce energy, they also produce free radicals, ROS. In young men with robust antioxidant systems, these free radicals are quickly neutralized. But research in mechanisms of aging and development found that after age 50, your mitochondrial antioxidant defenses, particularly an enzyme called superoxide dismutase, decline by approximately 30-40%. This means free radicals accumulate faster than they're cleared, causing progressive damage to mitochondrial DNA, mitochondrial membranes, and the proteins inside mitochondria that produce energy. A study in mutation research found that by age 60, the average man has accumulated 10-20 times more mitochondrial DNA mutations than at age 30, and these mutations impair energy production. Mechanism number 2, mitochondrial biogenesis slows down. Mitochondrial biogenesis is the process of creating new mitochondria. Your body has a master regulator protein called PGC1 that controls this process. Research published in Cell Metabolism found that PGC1A activity declines by approximately 40-50% after age 50. Why? Because the signals that activate PGC1A, exercise, fasting, cold exposure, certain nutrients, become less effective, and age-related inflammation suppresses PGC1A activation. Result, you stop making new mitochondria as quickly, so the total number of mitochondria in your cells declines. Mechanism. Number 3, mitophagy becomes impaired. Mitophagy is your body's quality control system for mitochondria, the process of identifying and removing damaged, dysfunctional mitochondria so they can be replaced with healthy new ones. Research in autophagy found that mitophagy efficiency declines by approximately 50-60% after age 50. This means damaged mitochondria accumulate in your cells instead of being removed, and these damaged mitochondria produce more oxidative stress, less energy, and more inflammatory signals. A study in Nature found that impaired mitophagy is a primary driver of aging and age-related disease. Mechanism number 4, mitochondrial membrane. Integrity deteriorates. Your mitochondria have a double membrane structure that's critical for energy production. The inner membrane contains the proteins of the electron transport chain, where ATP is actually produced. Research in Biochimica at Biophysica Acta found that after age 50, the lipid composition of mitochondrial membranes changes in ways that reduce membrane fluidity and function, impairing the efficiency of the electron transport chain by approximately 25-35%. This is made worse by Western diets high in inflammatory omega-6 fats and low in anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats, which get incorporated into mitochondrial membranes and further impair function. Mechanism number 5, NAD+ levels. Plummet. NAD+, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, is a coenzyme that's absolutely critical for mitochondrial function. It's required for the electron transport chain to function. Without adequate NAD+, your mitochondria can't produce ATP efficiently. A landmark study in Science found that NAD+ levels decline by approximately 50% between ages 40-60 and continue declining with age. Why does NAD+ decline? Multiple reasons: reduced production, increased consumption by enzymes that repair DNA damage, and increased breakdown by inflammatory processes. Research in Cell Metabolism found that restoring NAD+ levels in older animals restored mitochondrial function, improved metabolism, extended lifespan, and reversed multiple markers of aging. So here's what's happening. After age 50, your mitochondria are being damaged by oxidative stress faster than they can be repaired. You're producing fewer new mitochondria. You're failing to remove damaged mitochondria. Your mitochondrial membranes are deteriorating, and your NAD+ levels are plummeting. The result? Your mitochondrial function collapses by 40-50%. Now let me show you exactly how this mitochondrial dysfunction creates the cascade of problems you're experiencing. Problem number 1. Energy crashes and chronic fatigue. This one is obvious. If your mitochondria produce 90% of your energy and their function declines by 40-50%, you have 40-50% less energy to fuel your body. Research in PLOS-1 found that men with low mitochondrial function reported severe fatigue, inability to sustain physical activity, and afternoon energy crashes that no amount of caffeine or stimulants could overcome. But here's what makes it worse. When mitochondria are dysfunctional, they shift toward burning sugar, glucose, instead of fat for fuel. This creates blood sugar instability, sharp rises and crashes, which cause energy crashes, brain fog, and cravings. Problem number 2, testosterone and hormone decline. Remember, mitochondria produce steroid hormones. Research published in Molecular and Cellular Endocrinology found that mitochondrial dysfunction in Leydig cells, testosterone-producing cells, was the primary cause of age-related testosterone decline, not declining LRE, luteinizing hormone, signaling from the brain. In other words, your brain is still sending signals to produce testosterone, but your mitochondria can't respond effectively. A study found that restoring mitochondrial function in older men increased testosterone production by 30–40% without hormone replacement. Problem number 3, stubborn fat accumulation, especially belly fat. Your mitochondria control fat burning. When mitochondrial function declines, you lose the ability to efficiently burn fat for energy, so excess calories get stored as fat instead. Research in diabetes found that mitochondrial dysfunction is the primary driver of visceral fat accumulation, belly fat, and this fat further impairs mitochondrial function, creating a vicious cycle. Men with severe mitochondrial dysfunction store fat even when eating moderate calories because their cells can't access stored fat for energy. Problem number 4, insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction. Multiple studies have shown that mitochondrial dysfunction causes insulin resistance. When your muscle cells' mitochondria can't efficiently burn glucose for energy, glucose builds up in the bloodstream, triggering insulin resistance. Research in cell metabolism found that improving mitochondrial function reversed insulin resistance without changes in diet or exercise. Problem number 5, brain fog and cognitive decline. Your brain cells have the highest mitochondrial density in your body because your brain uses approximately 20% of all the energy you produce, despite being only 2% of your body weight. Research in neurobiology of aging found that mitochondrial dysfunction in brain cells is a primary driver of cognitive decline, memory problems, and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Men with low mitochondrial function report difficulty concentrating, poor memory, slowed thinking, and mental exhaustion. Problem number 6, poor recovery and increased injury risk. Tissue repair, whether it's muscle after exercise, tendons and ligaments after strain, or any cellular damage, requires massive amounts of ATP. When mitochondrial function is impaired, recovery slows dramatically. Research in the American Journal of Physiology found that men with low mitochondrial function had recovery times 2–3 times longer than men with healthy mitochondrial function after identical exercise. Problem number 7, accelerated aging. The mitochondrial theory of aging proposes that mitochondrial dysfunction is the primary driver of aging itself. Research in Nature reviews. Molecular cell biology found overwhelming evidence that mitochondrial decline causes cellular senescence, cells stop dividing; telomere shortening, chromosomes age faster; chronic inflammation, inflammaging; stem cell exhaustion, impaired autophagy, cellular cleanup. In other words, fixing your mitochondria could slow or partially reverse the aging process itself. Now here's the good news, and this is what makes mitochondrial health so powerful. Your mitochondria are remarkably responsive to the right interventions. Research shows you can restore mitochondrial function by 30–50% within 4–8 weeks by targeting the 5 mechanisms of decline. Let me show you exactly how. The 5-step mitochondrial restoration protocol. Step number 1, reduce oxidative damage with strategic antioxidants. You need to reduce the oxidative stress overwhelming your mitochondria. But not just any antioxidants. You need those that specifically target mitochondria. CoQ10, ubiquinone, or ubiquinol. CoQ10 is a component of the electron transport chain in your mitochondria. Research in the Journal of Clinical Pharmacology found that CoQ10 supplementation, 100–200 milliliter daily ubiquinol form, improved mitochondrial ATP production by 30–40% in men over 50. Alpha-lipoic acid. Research in free radical research found that alpha-lipoic acid, 300, 600 milliliters daily, penetrates mitochondrial membranes and neutralizes free radicals, improving mitochondrial function by approximately 25%. Astaxanthin, a powerful mitochondrial antioxidant. Research in marine drugs found 12 milliliter daily improved mitochondrial membrane integrity and reduced oxidative damage. Dietary antioxidants, colorful vegetables, berries, green tea, dark chocolate, 70% plus cacao, extra virgin olive oil, all provide polyphenols that protect mitochondria. Step number 2, boost mitochondrial biogenesis, create new mitochondria. You need to activate PGC-1A to stimulate production of new healthy mitochondria. High-intensity interval training, HIIT. Research in cell metabolism found that HIIT, short bursts of intense exercise, is the most powerful activator of PGC-1A and mitochondrial biogenesis. Just 2-3 sessions per week, 15-20 minutes each, with adequate recovery dramatically increases mitochondrial density. Critical. For men over 50, this must be done with proper recovery, 72 plus hours between sessions, to avoid overtraining. Resistance training. Research in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that resistance training also stimulates mitochondrial biogenesis in muscle cells. Cold exposure. Research in the Journal of Clinical Investigation found that cold exposure, cold showers, ice baths, activates PGC-1A and increases mitochondrial density in brown adipose tissue and muscle. Fasting, time-restricted eating. Research in cell metabolism found that fasting or time-restricted eating, eating within an 8-10 hour window, activates AMPK, a cellular energy sensor that triggers mitochondrial biogenesis. Step number 3, enhance mitophagy, remove damaged mitochondria. You need to reactivate your body's quality control system to clear out dysfunctional mitochondria. Intermittent fasting. Research in autophagy found that fasting, 16-18 hour overnight fasts, is one of the most powerful activators of mitophagy. The metabolic stress of fasting signals your cells to remove damaged components, including mitochondria. Spermidine, a compound found in wheat germ, soybeans, aged cheese, and mushrooms. Research in Nature Medicine found that spermidine supplementation, 10 to 15 milliliters daily, enhanced mitophagy and extended lifespan in animal models. Urolithin I and A, derived from pomegranate. Research in Nature Metabolism found that urolithin A directly activates mitophagy, improving mitochondrial function and muscle health in older adults. Exercise. Both endurance and resistance exercise activate mitophagy, another reason why strategic exercise is so powerful. Step number 4, restore mitochondrial membrane integrity. You need to provide the right fats to rebuild healthy mitochondrial membranes. Omega-3, fatty acids, APA, DHA. Research in prostaglandins, leukotrienes, and essential fatty acids found that omega-3 supplementation, 2-3G daily of combined EPA-DHA from fish oil or algae oil, improved mitochondrial membrane composition, increased membrane fluidity, and enhanced ATP production. Phosphatidylcholine, a phospholipid critical for mitochondrial membranes, found in eggs, organ meats, and available as a supplement. Reduce omega-6 oils, eliminate industrial seed oils, soybean, corn, canola, sunflower, that damage mitochondrial membranes and promote inflammation. Step number 5, restore NAD+ levels. This might be the single most powerful intervention for mitochondrial function. NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NR, nicotinamide riboside. Both are NAD+ precursors. Research in cell metabolism found that NMN supplementation, 250-500 milliliters daily, increased NAD+ levels by 40-50% and improved mitochondrial function, insulin sensitivity, and endurance capacity in older adults. A study in Science found that restoring NAD+ levels reversed mitochondrial dysfunction and multiple markers of aging. Niacin, vitamin B3, a simpler NAD+ precursor. Research shows 100 and 500 milligrams daily as niacinamide or nicotinic acid supports NAD+ production. Limit NAD+ depletion. Reduce factors that consume NAD+, excessive alcohol, chronic stress, high sugar diets, chronic inflammation. The expected timeline research shows that implementing this 5-step protocol produces measurable improvements. Weeks, 1, Sean 2, improved energy levels, less afternoon crashes, better mental clarity, improved mood. Weeks, 3, Chapter 4, noticeably improved physical stamina, better workout recovery, improved sleep quality. Weeks, 6, Chapter 8, significant improvements in body composition, fat loss, especially belly fat, improved metabolic markers, blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, enhanced libido and sexual function, clearer thinking, better memory, months. 3, Chapter 6, measurable increases in mitochondrial density, if tested, sustained energy throughout the day, dramatically improved overall vitality, looking and feeling years younger. Research documenting these changes used mitochondrial function testing, available through specialized labs, but you'll feel the improvements subjectively long before formal testing. Here's your action plan starting today. Step 1. Implement strategic antioxidants. CoQ10, ubiquinol form, 100, 200 ml daily. Alpha lipoic acid, 300, 600 ml daily. Increase dietary antioxidants. Berries, green tea, dark chocolate, colorful vegetables. Step 2. Activate mitochondrial biogenesis. Start HIT. 2 to 3 sessions per week. 15-20 minutes each. 72 plus hours recovery between continue resistance training. 2-3 sessions per week. Try cold exposure. End showers with 30-60 seconds cold water. Implement time-restricted eating. Eat within 8-10 hour window. Step 3. Enhance mitophagy. Start intermittent fasting. 16-hour overnight fasts. ADG. Finish dinner by 7 p.m. Don't eat until 11 a.m. next day. Consider spermidine-rich foods or supplementation. Consider urolithin a supplementation. Step 4. Restore membrane integrity. Take high-quality omega-3, 2,3-G, EPA, DHA daily. Eat eggs, phosphatidylcholine source. Eliminate industrial seed oils completely. Step 5. Restore NAD+ levels. Consider NMN, 250, 500 pulmonar daily, or NR supplementation, or take niacinamide, 100, 500 milliliter daily. Reduce NAD+ depletion. Limit alcohol, manage stress, reduce sugar. Step 6. Get baseline and follow-up testing. Energy levels, subjective daily rating, body composition, waist circumference, body fat percent, metabolic markers, fasting glucose, HbA1c, lipid panel, optional specialized mitochondrial function testing. Implement systematically over 2-4 weeks, then follow consistently for at least 8 to 12 weeks to see full results. Now, before we finish, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now. What's your biggest energy or performance challenge right now? And have you ever heard about mitochondrial health before watching this video? I read every comment, and your feedback helps me create better content for this community. If this video completely changed how you understand male performance and aging, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Remember, your mitochondria are the master switch for everything: energy, hormones, metabolism, aging, performance. Fix your mitochondria, and everything else starts working again. Your body is capable of remarkable restoration, even after decades of decline when you target the right systems. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.